www.twitch.tv/watchdog1787/profile. https://www.youtube.com/user/watchdog1787. Join my Discord and know before I got live. http://discord.gg/gcjfdh. Multi-streaming with.
So the guy was asking for the names again, and he was like, "Come with me." And I wouldn't have trusted him either. I'd be like, "Fuck that." But he said he's going to get them to read it out again. Yeah. As far as I know, declared them awful assembly on us over here. Maybe they're getting ready to with the Bearcat here. But apparently Milky got arrested, yo. Just now over here at the park.
Guy to the right of us saying
whatever this spot, I don't know what this is. It's on
that he should be allowed on the sidewalk.
This little park is. I have no idea. Maybe somebody in chat was watching. Yeah, you're probably right, Red. I mean, they did do that drive-by warning, and then, I mean, I guess they really only have to give the one. And yes, that is a Camry, well, some kind of Toyota, presumably Camry, on the cover there.
Cause y'all do shit the way y'all want to, not by the law.
So, from
Randy C.
our
what comes up
point, it looks
must
like
come
the
down.
crowd was pretty much dispersed.
Turn your Lord, we got you, baby.
LMPD did write down the names of those arrested on this paper here.
So we're in the park, I guess. That's what some people are saying in the chat. Because they did a drive-by.
He said that's the group right over there. Can you read them out loud for us? Or
Nick,
we can do that too.
What happened?
Thank you. So you see 4 names right there, but the officer said that's just the 4 over there near the bicycles. It looked like one may have been arrested behind us, another one toward the intersection of 5th and Muhammad Ali.
Lama Von Banji.
But as I was saying, the crowd has mostly dispersed now, as you might expect. There are a couple pockets of people, but you see the young ladies in handcuffs over there still chanting.
Mick.
No justice, no
Oh
peace.
wow, but Ido the mayor said summer of love? Randy C. At time at Reflower 2044 twas.
So there is Steph.
Oh, you a better bitch! You a bitch!
You really believe in this shit?
He's so much fucking better.
What was that for?
Fucking hate. You should be a fucking
Mick.
bitch.
Summer only last a weeks there.
What the fuck was that for?
You back up! 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 You back up!
Rush me again, I'ma beat your ass!
Mick.
Rush me
Eric
again, I'ma
Hugh.
beat your ass, bitch!
Good names. Good names.
All right, so we've got
Rush me again, I'ma beat your ass!
Nace
Try
somewhere
it,
being
bitch!
reported.
Try it,
Randy
bitch!
C.
We're on the
Yeah.
At time at Reflower
We've
2044
got an
no.
umbrella.
The love part
We've got an umbrella.
HCMT
Oh my
1
God, this guy's
Firecraft
got
United
it.
States Portugal.
I'm rolling to the front.
The mayor didn't like it at her house. Rapunzel. Climate change.
This is all too familiar. Umbrellas to the front. Just like that. We are back on an even busier intersection.
With your job! With your job! With
No, they went to her house.
With your job! 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 Go home! With your job! Go
JR Cruz. Chop chest down. With dog 50. Robot voice is cool.
We got Bobby out here. Hey, what's up, everybody? Bobby, I thought we were done with this.
Well, I don't know, but I'm trying to understand why they pressed the line.
So there was one guy. I know, I was right here.
I blamed on the flutist.
Oh my God! When I heard the flute, I was like, oh, back to
I hope that the cops
brought me
pick
back
them
to that lineup. No, there was one guy out here who stood there with his hands up, and then one white ally who came to support him because they threatened to arrest him, and then another white ally who's locked arms. So 2 women and then one black man, and then
Testicles.
So all these body cams, right?
HCMT1 Firecraft United States Portugal.
Hey, you can turn your
At
body
time
cam
of
on
flow
too.
2044 year last
So
night.
these 3 body cams right here are not turned on.
And get the names too, and we're going to take those to
Lamavan Banji.
You can see
I
the
hope the
flashing
cops
red
their
light
pants.
indicates that the body cameras are on. That one is off. That one is off. That one is off.
We all know how this is going to
All right,
end.
Bobby. Be safe. Be safe.
Lock arms!
All right, I'm locked arms. I'm locked arms.
With dog 50. How ya get robot voice for Periscope?
I cannot make out.
Apparently she don't live in a gated community then.
Black Lives Matter! We protect people! Black Lives Matter!
Rapunzel.
Black Lives Matter!
The mayor probably thought she was safe.
Turn your camera. Turn your camera. I forgot that I can go live freaking birds. 3 cameras. You hold it for me? Okay. 3 cameras. Our streets! Our streets!
JR Cruz.
Our streets!
All lives matter, you dummies.
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
Nick.
Our streets!
So is this live?
Our streets! Our streets! Our
Live.
streets! Our 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 streets! Bring it up! 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 Bring it up!
HCMT1 Firecraft United States Portugal. Thunderdome is coming soon.
Why isn't your camera on? Why isn't your camera on? Why isn't your camera on? You got 3 cops that don't have their camera on. All the other cops.
Glowing Star 2 live crew Glowing Star.
So why
Tell
aren't
the
your
mayor to
cameras
put her
on?
zombie cream on.
Every single one of the websites you three.
Wow.
Now they're marking them down this way. Zoom in here.
So we got Bobby Stills out here with Converge Media. We got about 100 or say 60 cops.
Wow. Wow. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of if your camera's on?
I can see on this
What are you
front line
afraid of?
here, 3 of them do not have their
If
body
your
cameras
camera's
on.
What are you afraid of? If your camera's on, turn your camera on, like everybody else.
Turn your camera on. What's the fucking point? Why don't you have your
Lamavan Banji. So when you say all lives matter, you mean everyone should be killed by the cops equally. Bet. Rapunzel. At Space Force obtained, did she ever take it off?
These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Glowing Star 2 live crew Glowing Star. At Rapunzel_399 rolling on the floor laughing.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I thought you were getting your eyebrows cleaned up, dude.
You know, I didn't have time. The police line just, I'm gonna punch you.
Thick, man. Like I'm real thick. Juicy.
We don't need them! We need them!
Not real, pay that.
Freedom,
Sure,
freedom!
man, whatever, dude. Is Mayoral okay? Yeah.
Freedom, freedom!
He'll be up there in a second.
So if you're just tuning in, there was a black man who came out here and crossed the line and stood about maybe 5 feet in front of this yellow police line, do not cross.
United States,
The
Portugal.
police were about maybe
They
20
will
feet
put the
back or
cameras
so.
on when the pain begins.
And then the call was made to ask on this side of the line for white allies to support the black man because they were threatening to arrest him. So we had two young white women go and join the black man, and they locked arms in solidarity to make sure that he was not arrested. In which case, the police responded by advancing on a group of protesters, myself included. And we were face to face with them for about a minute.
Hey man, you're still young. You can get another career.
Folks pulled out the umbrellas.
You can start your life over.
It is not a rainy day, but folks are ready
What good is
with
this
the umbrellas
doing
and the face masks.
What good is this doing you, man?
This scene, for any of you who have been watching over the last month, probably looks very familiar because we are on the exact same street with the exact same police and the exact same gear and the exact same umbrellas that we were exactly probably 1 month ago today. So
Lamaban Banshee.
we also saw
Too many bootlickers
a
in
couple,
here.
couple of young
Smells
women
like
who were
beating.
released from jail today come and join this protest. And once they got out of the car and gave everybody hugs, letting us know that they were okay, they shouted Chapter 2, implying that our work is not yet over.
Moving out.
And the protesters are not yet going home.
Oh, no, they are actually making an arrest on the other side of the street. Sidewalk.
So again, we have a bit of a confrontational standoff here.
There's one without a face mask. Sir, why do you have a face mask, sir?
What's going on? Looks like maybe two more people.
You don't care about COVID?
One on the driver's side, one on the passenger.
I shouldn't say that.
There's multiple. There's this one here, and then that one there, and then that one there, and then her there.
Anyway, I was joking. I'm sorry. I shouldn't joke like that. But my point being is that they don't have any gas masks on. So, and I don't see any.
You look scared with all that riot gear on. Imagine if you didn't have that.
HCMT1 Firecap United States, Portugal.
You got one.
Are there brown allies?
A couple in the back there, right there.
So Bobby's commenting that there are no police officers with gas masks on, which is one of the biggest and most notable differences that we've seen from last month till now. Whereas before they were using tear gas, pepper spray, and mace at the slightest
Rapunzel.
provocation, whether it be a water bottle or an umbrella that was just slightly too close for comfort.
Randy C. At Ponte La Pilas, how about keep
1
your
month
nose
later,
clean
now
and
that
you
tear
won't
gas
deal with
and
cops.
pepper spray and rubber bullets has been outlawed by the Seattle City Council. They are not wearing those gas
Well, I don't
masks
know.
here
I mean,
tonight.
Joey's over here commenting to that comment that you made on your live stream. Is that I don't know if the temporary ban has been lifted.
It's not a temporary ban. They
But
unanimously
she was asking for a lift on that ban.
Right. That's
For bullets and batons.
the chief.
Yeah.
I don't think batons were ever part of that
HCMT1
conversation.
Firecap United States,
Out of her
Portugal.
mouth, she said bullets and
At
batons.
7510 Randy thumbs up.
I see, yes.
Like an
With off
Airbnb.
Yes, I heard that.
At
But I meant to say
7510
batons were
Randy
never taken
exactly.
away. Rubber bullets were.
Are these batons, man?
We are all west of your
These are
line.
batons, yeah.
Stop lying.
I got another name for those.
We got them billy clubs.
We can't hear you! We can't hear your orders!
Overheard
So
stolen truck. And that's
My fucking flashlight out.
it sounded like
Rapunzel.
something
Thumbs
about being
up.
subject to arrest. That's what I heard. We're still out here, link in arms.
Is that River over there?
Yo, you guys got to get
The River.
I don't know if you can hear the flute attempting to provide a bit of a calming energy. It's the same flutist that was out here a month ago. Oh, actually, no, I think it's different. I think
Take off your riot gear.
I don't see no riot here.
Take off your riot gear.
I don't see no riot here.
Take off your riot gear.
I don't see no riot here.
Take off your riot gear.
I don't see no riot here.
Take off your riot gear.
I don't see no riot here.
The last one's Lincoln Army.
I don't see no riot here.
Take off your riot gear.
they're shouting, I don't see no riot here. Take off your riot gear.
right on
I'm worried, basically what I'm worried about right now is I'm worried about the protesters that are out here. I'm worried about
Take off your riot gear.
Again, we've got a number of police officers on the front lines here without protective equipment in terms of face masks for the COVID-19 pandemic. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I would say at least half of them are not wearing masks. There's been a lot of negative feedback waged at the protesters for not wearing personal protective equipment.
Red heart,
However, the
Kim,
police
red heart,
also
waving
don't
headlights,
appear to be
skin tone.
following that walking
Spray them
mandate
down
by
with
Governor
water.
Inslee.
Are you worried one of your coworkers is going to break the law?
So,
Why is this camera not on? We know he's about
You got three right here with no cameras.
Yo, I swear to God, that's everything I know. Everything y'all touch.
let me get him with the...
And here comes
Should have gotten you with that in your mouth.
No light. No
So
light.
these police officers do not have body cameras on. That one there, that one there, and that one there.
Sorry.
So Bobby's getting in trouble
HCMT
for
one
flashing a
Firecraft
flashlight
United
on the police
States Portugal.
officers.
Oh, now they are worried about covered face with tears of joy. Skizzer. Democratic Party is the party of slavery, KKK, and Jim Crow.
And or mace.
When will they be abolished? So I says, happy to share your
Got the police
screen's
officer
alien
yelling
black
back
heart.
here.
They're all tired.
I feel you.
I'm tired. Are you tired?
I'm tired.
And you working too?
I'm working too.
Keep
With dog 50. At one some captic her face with tears of joy.
Oh, Mario should be here soon. I know you guys all came for Mari. I'm not a
Deb,
Mari
that's a good call out about the face shields. Thank you.
Rapunzel. At one some calf face with tears of joy rolling
Hey,
on the
what's up,
floor
guys?
laughing face with
I'm out
tears
here.
of joy.
I don't have as big a personality as O, but you know, I'll make it
Well,
work.
that's what I was like. What is up?
Red heart, Kim, red heart, waving headlight, skin tone. What a waste of public resources.
So, watch who gets out of this truck.
taken into the car.
I don't see it.
Lama Von Banshee.
So,
2020 still believing in political
These are
parties.
all technical, like, I mean, look, they're all tactical gear. Thingamajiggers.
Let me see if I can.
I don't speak well.
I gotta unblock somebody. I'm gonna try to unblock somebody right now. Will you hold this for me? Thank you.
Fuck you and your mayor!
Rapunzel. At Kraken's the sidewalk, what a waste. Period. Woman face palming.
So
Red heart,
Amy
red heart, Kim,
and
red
Jessica
heart, red
have
heart,
been
waving hand, light
unblocked.
skin
Amy
tone.
and Jessica have been
At
unblocked.
Rapunzel
I hope
underscore
it's the right Amy.
399 true. Groter. Finally. Ruth Gonzalez. They're going to let them back in after the Parks Department,
Hey, big yawn
please.
over there, where's your mask? You just breathed a whole lot of COVID on all your coworkers.
Ruth Gonzalez. All the art and garden are staying. Power slave.
Alright, we're gonna be
That's like saying OMG, those race car drivers are wearing helmets. Groter.
I don't see any
There was
movement.
40 of you earlier
Things have
talking, you just cut
calmed
us
down
off.
for the most part on the line.
I'm trying. I hope my mom's proud, even though I don't talk to her.
Bobby Still's out here laying out his whole life story, looking for sympathy.
Last night I was in the comments and I was like, oh, it's on the roof. And I was like, I'm just here for the comments.
Yeah, I saw that, you little troll, instigator.
You're also,
I'm in there.
Why you're in the comments?
No, not often. I'm just trying to go have Omari go a little easier on Shama
Watchdog
Sawant.
1787.
Shama,
I'm only doing a few hours
He
streams
gives it
at
the
a
hardest time.
TJ.
I cannot comment on Shama Sawant.
HCMT1 Firecap,
know
United
her.
States, Portugal.
She is
Who's going
my
to harvest the
district's
crops?
council person.
Yeah.
And I will not comment on anything that has to do with politics.
Well, you-
But I will comment and say she's a very nice woman.
Yep.
And I've met her numerous times.
Yep.
And I've had good conversations with her. But that is as far as I will go on live stream and say.
No worries.
Privately, we can,
Yep.
we can talk.
On my own private live stream right here, I will just say that I have seen Shama Sawant out here more than any other elected official. And so when somebody wants to say, you're not an elected official, Bobby Stills. So when anybody comes for her and says, oh, where's Shama? We want to hear from Shama. She's the elected representative. She's the district representative. Where's she? I just have to say, I have seen her out here on the front lines day in and day out, having plenty of interviews out here for hours at a time sometimes. So, lay off. If you haven't seen her, that doesn't mean she hasn't been out here. So I love you, Omari. I love you, Converge. But truth be told, get all the facts before you try to, come for
Opinions
Shama.
are opinions, and everybody's allowed to have one.
It's really...
Hey, what's so fucking funny?
Drop the glasses. Drop the glasses.
So he's giving out an executive order. So there's an executive order
Randy C.
from the car, I think.
Rumor has it.
But we cannot
Chop
hear it.
wants to re-establish near the West Precinct.
I got a new iPhone.
Defund SPD.
Also, Converge is doing an amazing job. Support Black-owned media. Donate on that link. Thank you.
Why is that be black owned?
That's important. That's part of the work right now. All these live streamers out here, like they, you know what I mean, like with links to their Venmo. I'm like, bro, that's not what this is
It's not
about.
about the Venmo, man. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure what. It's very confusing. The way they swept through here this morning.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't that violent that I saw. I mean, the way they swept through here was very aggressive. I don't have confirmed. Do you have any confirmed arrests?
Groter.
I've heard 35.
Girl, you suck.
31 is what I heard.
31. Is that
But-
confirmed?
Rapunzel.
Two of the folks that were
Chop
arrested
should
were-
regroup
They're
at
back
the
out
mayor's
here.
house.
Right there.
Peter
At least
Gibbons.
a couple people.
And I
Wow,
have
wow, wow,
I have
yippee,
her
wow,
on
yippee,
video, so I can show you.
Barack number
I
44.
know.
BLM.
I've seen the.
With dog 50. Are they saying eat butt and
No, my
STD?
only thing was that when they arrested the people that were arrested, what were they arrested for though?
Start this one over.
What were they arrested for though? Their charges. What were their charges?
Failure to
Obstruction of
failure to
justice.
disperse. Failure to disperse.
And that's Angelica, right?
Yeah.
That's Angelica being arrested,
She wears the fuck Donald Trump jacket.
and she is actually
HCMT1 Firecap, United States, Portugal. If they do, the chief needs to be fired and mayor booted.
You protect property! You protect property! You protect property!
Angelica being arrested, and she's
You
back out
protect
today.
property!
What time was that video recorded at?
You protect property!
I don't know. It was sent to me by a friend.
Off the tape. Off the tape.
Check that
If
timestamp.
it breaks, they're going to rush us. All right? Off the tape. If it
Timestamp.
breaks, they're going to rush us.
Got it.
Off the tape.
Rapunzel.
No timestamp.
Yippee-ki-yay. With dog 50. At 1 some cap degree.
What?
I don't have the timestamp.
What?
Watchdog 1787.
Early this
Well, I
morning.
mean, early this morning,
sorry.
I mean, I got back
Viewer.
to our office at
Chop being
literally like
predicted is kind of
4:30 in the
food.
It
morning.
was 16 hours ago.
I got back to our office at 4:30 in the morning. So probably about 4:45, 15 minutes later is when the sweep came through. So around 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So, and that's daylight. So I don't know what time the sun rises.
HCMT1 Firecraft United States, Portugal.
Get up here.
Nice job protecting people when 4 people got shot.
I have a lot of things to do.
Watchdog 1787.
I'm more of
This
a-
stream has 1 hour and 35 minutes
I guard
left.
bodies. You know,
Watchdog 1787.
You know, I play a lot of video
33.
games.
Bobby, I think you're doing great. Don't sell yourself short.
With dog 50. Chop got
I'm
chopped.
not gonna comment. I've seen some couple comments about Lorenzo's father with
No justice,
Andre
no
Taylor
peace. Take to the streets and fuck the
on Fox
police. No
News today,
justice, no
and that's his
peace.
memorial right there.
Take to the streets
So
and fuck
right
the
behind
police.
this, that is Lorenz's
Take to the
memorial
streets
right
and
there
fuck the
behind
police.
us.
No justice, no peace. Take to the streets and fuck the police. No
On that
justice,
corner.
no
And then I
peace.
just saw,
Take to
I
the streets
actually
and fuck
was
the
sent
police. No
the
justice, no
Fox
peace.
News clip
Take to the streets and
from
fuck the
Andre
police.
Taylor and Lorenz's dad
Take
on
to the
Fox
streets and fuck
News.
the police.
So everybody go view
Take
it.
to the streets and fuck the police.
Somebody made a good point just now
Take to the
that
streets and fuck
we were able to
the
make
police.
31 arrests of peaceful protesters here in Seattle occupying the precinct, but Breonna Taylor's killers have yet to be arrested.
942. We got 2.2, baby.
4 or 5 people arrested.
Whatever.
Will be charged.
Whatever.
Go leave Joey's stream and go watch Converge Media stream. We got better coverage and better looking coverage.
Okay. That's just because you're gonna have the camera on me, so you know.
Somebody,
Yeah, you
one of our podcasters was like, we were taking pictures of them to
Yep.
put on that podcast.
Yep.
And we were like, what
Viewer.
picture do you want to use? And we took like
In the end, does this
5
accomplish
professional,
anything?
And they go,
No.
this one. And it was a picture of you.
Oh no. Oh no. That's funny.
All right, so quick update for people that just joined the stream. I'm Bobby Stills. I'm not Omari Salisbury.
Right here.
I went to dinner.
Continue to monitor things
Walking back
downtown.
through.
We're not leaving just yet,
Protesters
but
outside. We're at the
kind of a
corner
recap
of
of what we
Broadway
saw tonight.
and Pine.
everything kind of began.
Our office is actually at around 11th and Pine. So I was trying to go
HCMT1
around
Firecraft United States, Portugal.
So we've got
At Screen
folks
Watcher
out here with the
FL
umbrellas.
with dog 50.
And we've got about
Did the people that
3
killed
police
people
officers
in the
without
shop
body
get
cams.
by
arrested
the
yet?
mayor. That is
Brian.
It's been a
Broadway,
really weird,
Time to start
all the way
cracking
from
heads.
exciting kind of day.
Denny.
Um,
To
we know some of the protesters have been released. We don't know if all the protesters have been
We're
released.
just- I don't know how many square blocks is that.
Oh gosh,
10,
10
12?
probably. It was 6 blocks before, so
It
now
was
it's about double.
the chop was 6 blocks.
Yeah.
So you're looking at about 12 blocks.
Yeah.
That these police officers have orders to maintain the perimeter here. So I literally was just walking from dinner with some coworkers, and I happened upon this, and I stopped to talk to some of the protesters. That, former occupiers, whatever. And then as I'm here just talking randomly, a gentleman, or I don't know how she prefers to be called, started playing the flute, and then the police pushed back against the protesters, and that's why I went to live stream. Was because we're just trying to be transparent and show what's going on, and
So there were a total of 3 people that had crossed the police line here. One of them was a black man. 2 white female allies. White allies decided to join him, link arms. And within 20 seconds, the police rushed the line for fear of that number growing. They pushed everybody back. I saw I saw one egg be thrown and hit the officer's face mask. I will zoom in on that, and it broke. And they didn't respond this time like the way they had previously. Before, when a water bottle was thrown and it wasn't even anywhere near them, that would be the catalyst for the flashbang, grenades, tear gas, and pepper spray and the rubber bullets. That has not happened yet so far tonight.
The tear gas ban is being looked over at federal courts, so it doesn't go into effect yet. I don't know if that's true.
Someone said that the ban was extended 30 till September.
Amongst all of this, and several other arrests made as well. And so that's where we'll sign off for now. Of course, updates throughout the evening, overnight, maybe in the morning.
So the protesters are commenting, like I said earlier.
Police are calling out the cops who are not wearing body cameras.
See all the cameras right there.
I'll be right back, Bobby.
Yeah, I'll be right here.
Right behind, sorry. So, got our person with the flute out here. Got a bunch of folks out here on the line. Again, these are just regular community members and residents. I recognize a lot of these people. Not necessarily from the CHOP, but just from the neighborhood. Man just said, what are they going to do? Kill us all? Someone's playing Glory, Glory, Hallelujah on the flute.
Hi, Maria.
Honestly, it feels like we're back to square one, considering this is exactly where we started. Sorry.
Shane's Empire. At with Dog 50 Keen Crew, none of that never happened. You saw nothing. Mike Hook. No more violence.
You need someone smarter to show you how?
With Dog 50. At Shane's Empire Equip. Mike Ho. Now is time for unity.
Do we know if their badges are covered up? Or they're showing their badges?
I'm not seeing any that are covered. Those ones might be. You can see the black band
Turn
across
off
it,
the voice.
but I'm not sure. It's hard to tell.
Charlene Lyles! Say her name!
Charlene Lyles!
Say her name!
Charlene Lyles!
Say her name!
Charlene Lyles!
Say her name!
Charlene Lyles!
Say her name!
Charlene Lyles!
Say her name!
Charlene Lyles! Charlene Lyles! Charlene Lyles!
Say her name!
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 Charlene Lyles!
Charlene Lyles, unborn baby! Say her name!
Charlene Lyles, unborn baby!
Say her name! Charlene Lyles, unborn baby! Say her name! Charlene Lyles, unborn baby! You killed her!
So we are standing out here on the Rainbow Crosswalks in Seattle's Capitol Hill, the historic LGBT district.
Wait, who did I told you about that?
Exactly 1 month ago today, we were 2 blocks up doing this exact same thing, getting tear gassed.
Excuse me, Sergeant! Why can't you hold your officer?
So right now we've got protesters asking these officers to turn on their cameras.
Their cameras are not on! Hello, their cameras are not on! Hey! Sergeant, their cameras are not on! We're gonna talk to them.
And they appear to be ignoring the protesters.
These guys look stuck. They're gonna let loose on this guy right here. So this guy right here. So if you didn't attempt to touch his camera, you saw it turn.
Danny! Go home, Diggs!
The name they just chanted, I will spell it out in the comments. Her name is Charlena Lyles. She was killed in the Sandpoint neighborhood in 2017. She is a black woman.
Good 100 people here?
I would say 200. Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
Joey says
At least there's like 65, 70 cops. There's at least 200 to 300 protesters.
Okay.
What are you saying?
100 protesters and 100 cops.
No, there's like 300 protesters and like
300 protesters.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's
I'm
like
not good
300.
I speak English, not mathematics.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's about 300 protesters and probably 60 to 70 cops.
So they want me. I'll pan for you guys. I don't know if that's true though.
Yeah, you're fired! You're fired! You're fired! Go home! Go home, turn in your badges, you're fired! All y'all go home!
Here, look. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right there's 10.
I think they were asking about the protesters.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't know.
I'm just giving you like an example,
me to pan
right?
the camera.
I don't fucking think so, because I see how you shoot. You fucking shoot black kids in the back. You shoot others in the back. And you shoot fucking unborn babies in the fucking room. Where are you motherfucking pro-life assholes now? Fuck y'all.
This is the first round. They rotated out another group, so there's about 60 total. So yeah, we might be looking. I think we're looking at about 40 right now, but there's another group that rotates in out. Hey, what's up, buddy?
It's Marks, dude.
I know. How you doing? I recognize you.
I just got out of jail. Those fuckers put me in jail.
What?
Those orange socks, they put me in jail.
Oh no.
Have you brutalized in the
Okay.
past month?
Do you want to talk to the live stream and tell us about what happened?
I'll tell exactly the live stream
All
what
right.
happened.
We're gonna pull this around here with my buddy here, and he's gonna talk to us about his experience here.
Yo, my name's Marks Goldberg. All right. My name's Marks Goldberg, and they violently. You can see it on concrete reporting. I think CJ got it this morning. I was doing the exact same thing we're all doing right now. I was speaking my mind, right? Because apparently, I thought in this country you're allowed to speak in my mind. I wasn't doing anything violent. I was speaking my mind, saying what I had to say to them. I provoked them. I don't know if you guys know, but they did a little fundraiser to get new badges because they used to keep on covering their badge number. So instead of just removing that cover, they went and raised. They got the Seattle Police Foundation, right? Because it's not just 400 million, right? You know about the Seattle Police Foundation. You know, they go put out their hats, kind of like, please give us money. It's kind of almost extortion, right? Like, hey, if you don't give us money, I don't know. Why do you need more money? You already get money. So they did a little fundraiser. They needed $70,000. I think they got $100,000 for new badges. There's actually, I mean, this is legit fake news. So that provoked them. So I'm doing that thing. I really, I got under the skin. And then about like 15 minutes later, you start seeing the bike cops come, because that means they want to make an arrest. So I kind of, I got my head on a swivel. I got situational awareness. We know what's going on. We water, Hong Kong. Don't forget what's going on in China right now. Seattle came down on us. China, you heard about that. July 1, man. What a coincidence. The Chinese government arresting people in Hong Kong for a sign. Am I going to get arrested for a sign? Is that illegal in this country? Because I guess crossing a line all of a sudden is illegal. I guess saying things that they don't like hearing is illegal. And they will violently place you in a cage, right? This is real, bro. I'm not just trying to peacock your shoes. Those are orange socks. I've already been in jail. I just got out of jail. Northwest Bail Fund. Northwest Bail Fund, thank you. And to some other people who helped me out. I don't mind going to jail. Jail? They put me in a cage. There's people who's been in cages for years, decades, all their life, this horrible system. I said my words. I go to the middle of the intersection. I see them coming. I stand in the middle of the intersection, right? All this, right? All these people could be arrested for what I was arrested for. Pedestrian obstruction. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Does that mean I'm the pedestrian or am I obstructing pedestrians? But they arrested me for pedestrian obstruction. And again, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I don't care if they arrest me. I spent less, you see how few hours I spent in jail, you know? And at least I'm still alive. If I were black, I'd probably be dead. With my type of attitude, they're not scared of me though, right? They're not scared of me because I'm white, but they're scared of black people. So they put me in jail. That's fine. I've been in jail before. Put me in a cage. You know, now I'm out. And what's the first thing I want to do is I want to come back. Because, right, this is just the start of the start. I told them that morning, what's their strategy? Well, I mean, can someone tell me their strategy? We still don't know who made the decision to abandon the precinct. Has anyone, you know, we talk about accountability. The mayor didn't do it. Has the mayor said she ordered it? Did the police chief? I know who did. I know the incident commander, and that might have provoked. I mean, I said a lot of things, right? I know what's up in this city. I'm South King County, bro. I'm King County, Marks Goldberg. I do a Periscope once a week just to try to talk about King County, right? I ain't talking about the national news. You know, be the change you want to be, and that starts locally. That starts in your community. That starts in your street, on your block, right? We don't need the state to do all these things. The street, my neighbors can raise my children. We can police our own streets, right? Police, that's a construct. These are the type of things I talk about Sunday nights. I'm gonna give the phone back to Joey. Again, I'm always gonna end always end praising this man, because I learned a lot about allyship. It's not easy being an ally, right? This is a BLM, this is Black Lives Matter. We're ending systematic racism, but right now, we just want to defund Seattle Police Department $200 million. Is that such an outrageous demand? I mean, the community's behind us. I think already half the city council is committed to it. So they're cheating. Instead of doing all this, which is spending how much money? I mean, right, that's about 100, they've already charged the city $6.5 million. They've charged us they can still hear me, right? Yeah. They charged me $6.5 million in overtime. They know they want this overtime. Where are the porta potties? That's the other thing I told them. I said, get the porta potties. I said, go get the porta potties again. So again, remember, we're winning the digital streets. Keep watching Joey. I think there's Seattle Protest Network. You know, Woke's got it. Portland's gonna be doing their thing soon. Portland, you just need a little black leadership. Right? I know you got some bodies there, you got some allies. I don't know if you have the vanguard right now, you need a BLM. Because if you're white, you're following. Right? It's real simple. Okay? You're an allyship, follow the lead. Okay, we can't address classism and class consciousness until we end racism. So we know when the alliance is starting. And again, I'm just gonna keep it back. We have got 3 demands. Defund SPD. Reallocate that money to the community, and that means to the community college. That means actually give them the property. I mean, if you're familiar with Africatown, you know about Africatown. I mean, Nikita Oliver, they got this shit on their control. They know exactly what they need. We don't want the state to own the property. We want the people, the black people, to own the property. They built the Central District. They own the Central District. The Central District's the most sacred piece of land maybe in this entire continent, okay? If you understand the Central District, fuck the statues. You guys obsessed with statues and monuments, the past. We're talking about the future. We're trying to make the next generation. You got the most fertile territory, a diverse, rich community, the Central District, is being bought out by Vulcan, Paul Allen. Man, he's greedy, Paul Allen. And they're trying to profit weed and seed. Pay that fee, just watch Nikita. I think it's White King Garrett.
King County Equity Now.
But you know, he's Africatown. And they're trying to get property, right? The black community needs space. They need property. Black people don't own anything in this country, right? Yes, some make income, but you know the power's in ownership. And black people, they don't let them own anything. And when the city owns it, that's not the people. The city has these abandoned properties. Sound Transit has this abandoned property. Think in the heart of Beacon Hill. It's like, just give it to the people. Because the people are the power. Power to the people.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, and trumpet guy, dude, I was with the trumpet the whole time too.
He's been arrested twice now.
Yeah, no, trumpet dude's good, man. He's peaceful. He kind of likes it in there almost, dude. No, he's like a
So
break.
trumpet guy is still in jail.
Oh, yeah, but he's fine. But again, he's as
Check
chill.
out
We
our
were
podcast.
talking a lot.
Citizens of the
But he is still in there. I think they're giving him a felony. They're trying to say he's a felony for, I think, mischief. What's the stupid word they use?
Pedestrian interference?
No, it wasn't my charge. It's malicious mischief. Malicious mischief. Are we talking Snow White? What the?
All right, so I'm gonna turn this back around because they're doing a shift change.
Our street! 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 Our street!
My whole frustration was
I know y'all was gonna kill me since the day one. I know that.
Brian Fox, that was the guy by the name of Marx Goldberg. M-A-R-X. Last name Goldberg. He's a Facebook friend of mine. I'll see if I can get you more information.
Joe, you wanna?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I'm gonna make my way back up to the front here. We got Bobby Stills with Converge.
I'm not even camera ready, man.
You're always camera ready. Look at that pretty face.
I was eating at Fogon down the street.
Oh, I love
Shout
Fogon.
out to Fogon.
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Again,
Take off your riot
there's a lot of young people out here, you guys. A lot of young white women, young white girls.
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here!
Take off your
Appear to
riot
be in
gear!
high school age, wearing gas masks,
Take off your riot gear!
right? This is what we've come to understand to be normal in this community over the last month. For those of you who do not know, there is a change.org petition, and as well as a another petition circulating to recall Mayor Jenny Durkin. That's been initiated and spearheaded by local progressive and democratic leaders in the Seattle area. Currently, the mayor is trying to oust the Seattle City Council member Shama Sawant. She is an immigrant woman of color and has been the only council member to reject the initial police contract that was presented last year. Since then, a number of council members have rejected the contract and have made calls to defund the Seattle Police Department. But I find it very interesting that the mayor is willing to attack a woman of color on issues of policing when she's been the only one consistently on the right side of this issue. So what I would appreciate right now, if someone could please post in the comments the link to that petition. I believe The Stranger had an article about it. I shared it on my feed a couple of weeks ago, but I would love for you guys to sign that petition, so I would love to link it here. If anybody could find it. It has over 17,000 signatures from local community leaders and residents to ask or call on Mayor Jenny Durkan to resign or for the city council to remove her. If someone could please find that petition and post it in the comments.
Here you go, guys.
All day! All day!
That's an action item for tonight.
Every day!
All day!
They're chanting riot gear. I don't see no riot here. Take off your riot gear.
Every day!
All day!
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 Every day! We don't have any fucking riot gear! Justice!
Ready to be a flip?
Now! Justice! Now! Justice!
And now we're gonna block you.
Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice!
Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now!
Justice!
So,
Now! Justice! Now!
all right, so we've got movement here.
Go quit! Go quit, dipshit! Go fucking quit! Danny, go quit!
Same. I've never seen this before.
This entire time that I've been in the Capitol neighborhood during the protest, as working with media, I've seen
Take off your riot gear!
I don't see no riot here! Take off your riot gear! I don't see no riot here! Take off your riot gear! I don't see no riot here! Take off your riot gear!
There it is. Thank you, Justin.
Take off your riot gear! I don't see no riot here! Take off your riot gear!
Okay, action item. Action item for those of you watching the live stream. From one Capitol Hill lifelong resident to another, or to the broader community, rather, I should say. I see that there's 959 people watching. I would absolutely love it and appreciate it as somebody who's lived in this community my entire life. If you would open up that tab, the http://tinyurl.com/resign Durkan.
Hey, you!
Please open up that petition
Turn your camera on, put your mask on, you fucking
and please
piece of
sign
shit.
it.
Who are you protecting?
If you do not live in one of Capitol Hill's 7 districts, you can mark other. But if you support Black Lives Matter movement, please sign that petition. That is the action item for you tonight.
Well,
We've talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but considering the stakes are higher now, 31 arrests have been made by Mayor Durkan's executive order. Considering that the mayor is now being praised by the Trump administration for that executive order. Considering the mayor is actively trying to oust the Seattle City Council member who's been the only voice of the people since day one. She is the longest sitting, most senior Seattle City Council member. Shama Sawant.
Code blue, code red, computer blue, is that what he yelled?
I don't know, I didn't
switched
hear
out?
it. I didn't hear it.
He said, we practiced this,
Yep.
computer blue,
Yep.
and then they swapped out.
Yep.
So, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't actually, they didn't yell computer blue.
Troll all you want, but there's already, between the change.org petition and the one that I have pinned in the comments, there have been over 47,000 community members who have signed this petition to recall Mayor Durkan. And that makes headlines, ladies and gentlemen. That is front page of Seattle Times. Newsworthy. That is something that the 45 and the Trump administration might bring up at a press conference, saying everyone wants the mayor out. Let's get her out. please sign that petition.
Who are you protecting right now?
Because if Mayor Durkin will not meet our demands, if she steps down, the appointed member of the city council to become the mayor is Seattle City Council President Lorena Gonzalez. And guess what? Lorena Gonzalez has already committed to defunding, or rather voting in support of a budget that defunds the Seattle Police Department by at least 50%. Okay? You see how this works? We get Mayor Durkin to step down. We get Seattle City Council President Lorena Gonzalez. And then what happens? We vote on a budget to defund the Seattle Police Department, and then we can all go the fuck home. Then we can all go the fuck home. But the demands have not been met, so we are out here.
Future for your white coworkers' children. Good job.
Be mad at the mayor for not moving us out. Be mad at the mayor for moving us out. Either way, people are mad at the mayor, and it's time that she be removed.
Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job. Quit your job.
So Mike Duvall, we have official documentation from the Seattle Police Department website that shows what the different flashing on the body cameras mean. Red flashing means it's actively recording. Green flashing means it's buffering.
Quit your job!
And then when it's not flashing at all, it means it's off.
Quit your job!
Quit your job.
Quit your job!
Quit your job. 40% of your fucking peers abuse their loved ones.
Isn't he a cutie? Yo, if you're a single female in the area, Bobby Stills takes it all.
Stop. You protect property. That's personal. That's no business.
Oh my goodness.
Protect property!
Gotta have a little fun out here.
You protect property.
You protect property!
You protect property. You protect property.
I'm curious as to
You protect
Again,
property!
the goal here is to not just defund the Seattle Police Department, but to invest in communities, in upstream solutions, such as health and human services, such as investing in our schools, such as investing in, all kinds of support services. I'm not an expert on the subject matter, but there are plenty of people who are, that have the research to back this up. This isn't just, hey, let's defund the police and have lawlessness run amok. We've already seen that we're not in a perfect position to, prevent any kind of crime. But again, police don't prevent crime, right? They don't prevent crime. What they do is they respond to crime. What's the role of police? They're responding to a call, not before the call was made, because they're not psychics. What they're doing is just, doing their best to investigate the problem. But that doesn't actually do anything to prevent the problem from happening in the first place. What does is investing in our youth, investing in our young people, investing in schools and education, not jails and incarceration. Oh, Bernie Sanders, God, you got to my head. That was, I swear, a direct quote. But it's true. It's absolutely true. While no politician will save us, we can save ourselves. We can redirect those funds to community-based alternatives to incarceration and policing. And it can happen. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was asked, what does a world with defunded police look like? And she goes, well, you know what? It's actually not that hard to imagine. It looks a lot like a suburb, right? Because a suburb has been doing this work for a long time, where they have thriving education system, thriving neighborhoods, thriving community centers, all kinds of things. And they don't have a high police presence in their neighborhoods. So let's take that model of white suburbia and see if we can't apply it to black neighborhoods. Obviously, it's not going to be, a perfect one-to-one relationship, but I think it gives us a blueprint for how we can reimagine policing today. And again, I'm not the expert, but let's follow the lead of those who are. And let's get the council members on board. Let's get the mayor on board. She already has claimed, that this is an issue she doesn't take seriously in terms of actually meeting the demand. So I think we're at a precipice right now. We're at a pivotal moment where this is just going to continue on and on and on and on until something changes. And I think that change can start with toppling over the leadership and getting new elected leadership in there. And while Lorena Gonzalez hasn't historically been a strong ally to progressive voices, I think she's a damn good place to start. So if you are in this live stream right now, all 900 of you, and whoever else on Twitch, please copy and paste that URL and sign that petition. Because the sooner that we get Mayor Durkan out of here and we try something a little different, the sooner we can all go home. They talk about the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. If you're on my side profile, my eyebrows and my nose, I will punch you, Bobby Stills.
Like, what'd you see? What'd you see here?
Oh my goodness.
That was really nice.
I try to ask for permission. He's just like, nope,
I
gotta
can't.
get in there.
Yeah, I just don't operate. That's just not me.
Yeah, same.
That was nice.
No, but the definition of insanity, right? Expecting a different outcome, doing the same thing over and over. We're literally 2 blocks away doing the same damn thing over and over. We know where this ends up. They retreat, we take the precinct, we're doing it all over again. Or, you know, they advance, they tear gas the neighborhood. We win over the support of the neighborhood, right? It's gonna be this standoff for the next, you know, through the summer. So, do us all a favor. If you can't be out here in the streets, and if you can't be out here in the protests, and if you are angry about this standoff, if you want the BLM anarchists, the angry folks to go home, fucking sign the petition. Seriously, sign the petition. Because at least it's something different. We're trying a different approach, right? We're sick and tired of being out here too. That's Bobby Stills right here next to me, right? And with Converge Media, they don't want to be out here all day, every day. They would rather go home. But this is where we're at, and unfortunately we got to document this stuff. We've got young women and girls out here with umbrellas and gas masks, you guys. Come on. Like, these are not radical Antifa, whatever. And even if they were, these are, you know, they're still young people. These are young people trying to be a change in their own communities. It's absolutely ridiculous that we're asking these young folks to be out here doing this. Absolutely ridiculous.
Over 8 minutes. Why are you still doing this stuff that you know is lethal?
So, you know, if you showed up in this live stream today and you did not sign that petition, and if you did not donate to a black-led organization, then you did not show up today. I know it was a little easier to be making that claim back when everybody hated the police here on the Hill and loved the protesters. And now, you know, you hate the protesters and the police. But I can tell you, this isn't going away anytime soon. Because a lot of these people that have been out here had their friends arrested today, had their stuff thrown away today, had been tear gassed over the last month. We don't even have any guarantees that this was worth anything, right? Sure, we've got some protest policy changes, you know, they have to wear their body cameras, they have to display their badge numbers, but that's the bare fucking minimum, excuse my language. That's the bare minimum. That has nothing to do with the original set of demands, right? Investing money in black communities. Mayor Jenny Durkan has committed to invest a 5% budget cut from SPD and possibly redirecting those funds into black communities. 5% is what every single department in the city of Seattle has to be doing minimum anyway due to COVID and the pandemic. So it's cheap posturing, it's disingenuous, and it's flat out manipulative to suggest that 5% budget cut to Seattle PD is any sort of victory. It's not. She missed a 0. We demanded 50%. And we already have some of the more conservative-leaning city council members agree to vote for a budget to defund the Seattle Police Department by 50%. Right? We already have that. I think somebody quoted $6 million in overtime in the last month just from these protests alone. Okay? That's more money. Well, no, it's not. I think it's 5% is ended up being 20 million, but it's dangerously close. We need to try something different, you guys. And I think that starts with the mayor. I think that starts with newly elected leadership.
You're fucking laughing and yawning and chewing gum.
If you have not signed that petition,
Do you know what eugenics is? Do you know what that word means?
I really appreciate you guys sharing the petition, honestly, because we're all tired. We're all over it. You know what I mean? It was never our intention, I don't think, to take up a 6-block radius out here in the CHOP space, Chaz space, autonomous zone, whatever. That just sort of happened organically due to the police leaving the space. And there were so many of us already out here that took up space each day in and day out, that it was like, well, okay, let's hang out. What are we doing now? You know, let's strategize. And so it just sort of naturally evolved in that way. But it wasn't ever a goal to say, let's take up, you know, all of Capitol Hill right here and then just be a nuisance to the community and piss everybody off. But what ended up happening is we see our houseless community members, folks who haven't had a real conversation with another human being in who knows how long, right? Folks who are drug addicted, who are seeking support services. We see these people flocking to this space because we had mental health support. We had licensed mental health practitioners out here on the field operating services. We had emotional support, people who were willing to have a conversation. We had free food, free water, free clothing, free books, free literature, free education. We had conversation cafes where we could talk about racism. We had teach-ins and sit-ins and all kinds of speakers and music. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend their time here? It was beautiful, and everybody saw it. We had Ben and Jerry's out here giving out free ice cream, for Christ's sake. It was a really, really wonderful, organic, community-led initiative, and unfortunately, with that comes the rest of, you know, society's problems. And I think it was really easy to pit that on the protesters and say, well, you know what? It started out okay, but now because of X, Y, and Z, we just no longer can support the movement. We can no longer support Black Lives because there was a shooting. You know, we can no longer support Black Lives because there was a missing persons. We can no longer support Black Lives Matter because I heard there was a sexual assault. You know, all of those things are terrible. Yes. And I have not heard a single protester, be happy about those things. They were all denouncing it, saying, what the fuck? Like, how does this happen on our watch, you know? But unfortunately, when you have historically left out huge swaths of the population, right, and they have nowhere else to go, naturally crime and the rest of society's ills will follow. And I think it's incredibly short-sighted to blame that on the protesters. And while I can understand the need to try something different and say, hey, like, this congregation is no longer safe for people, I hear that and I totally get that. It's absolutely unnecessary to attach all of those negative society's problems to the concept of protesting, right? Yep. So I just want to be clear, Black lives still matter whether or not you're comfortable in the community, right? Black lives still matter whether or not you're comfortable with what's happening in this space. It's uncomfortable for us too, but at the end of the day, a lot of these protesters are creating space for community members to live and to, hold on. Get back. So the police line do not cross was just accidentally struck down, I believe. It doesn't seem like it was on purpose. Okay, it's back up now. Back up now.
Why they block the road? Hey, man! I said you're a coward! You! Why is your badge covered? Pussy! Fucking little dick pussy! Fucking you bitch! Obviously, before they could have negotiated terms for us to hey, go on the sidewalk with your crew. Go on the sidewalk, then we can march. But when you guys made it about the East Precinct, it had them burnt down. It was an insult. It was a direct insult to the neighborhood, to these transgender people up here, and the gays and the straight people up here in the neighborhood that's just trying to make a living. And you guys blocked the fucking road and caused us tension. And then people got killed. It's blood on all of you. And the ghosts are here forever. And you guys might not want to be up in the East Precinct. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like home anymore. I promise you that home because of you. No peace!
Police!
Years of service and it still doesn't feel like fucking home. Fuck! You have no one. You're traitors to my nation. You don't go home.
All right, I'm gonna step back here for a minute. So we still have a crowd of about maybe 200 to 200 people or so. I'm gonna talk to somebody, see if they're willing to tell us about the arrest. One moment. Hey, ask you a question. Is your name Angelica? So, a lot of folks are asking about your experience with the arrest. I was wondering if you'd be willing to talk to me.
I'm sure. Give me 1 second to finish.
Yeah, of course. Take your time. Take your time. Sorry, bad timing. What's up, Dave? Good to see you. All right, so Angelica's going to talk to us about her arrest. For those of you who do not know, Angelica's been out here just about all day, every day, doing security work, I believe, and really holding it down here in the trap space. So it would be really cool to hear a first-hand account of what she experienced today. It is getting a little chilly.
Why are teachers getting paid less than you guys?
Someone asks, why are teachers getting paid less than you guys? An article from Forbes magazine came out recently that showed that there are a large number of Seattle police officers that make over six figures, many of whom make over $200,000, and I believe over 20 to 30 make over $300,000. A couple of officers, I believe, make something in the $400,000 range, which is more than the police chief. So when we talk about defunding SPD, it also means slashing some of their salaries.
At
5?
and got out at 8:30.
Angelica? I'm gonna have to go talk to her too. All right. Let's see. Oh, she might be having another burger. Okay. On the live stream. So we are out here on the corner of Pine and Broadway, in front of the Blick Art Materials building. A lot of folks running around. There's another police line.
Black Lives Matter!
All too familiar from last month. I honestly thought we were done with the police line, but after today's raid, all right, let's see. They're willing to.
I hate that when someone starts a fight and then gets their ass kicked, everyone stops the person who's beating their ass. As if the other person didn't start it. Hate that. Hate that.
No thoughts.
Let
No
him go.
thoughts.
Always the bad guy. I'm really, no, baby. Baby.
When you're done chewing, would you be interested in talking to live stream? I know you were arrested earlier, I think. Just tell us a little bit about it.
I was. Me.
Angelica?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're a team.
No worries. I asked her, she said she'd be down, but she was going to finish the sandwich. But yeah, let me know what she says.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, so we're going to get some folks. Uh-oh.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
So this person right here with the long hair just let off a firework, and everyone's circling them and saying, hey, we're not doing that. Yeah.
Yo!
Of course it's a white guy.
Not for me.
I get that it's almost the 4th of July, but fireworks have typically led to gunshots out here. So the theory is that the fireworks are somehow a cover for gunshots, so then we can't tell where they're coming from, and it's very scary. So when people hear that, it's like a quick way for us to try to go and take accountability. So, like, folks just rushed over there and let them know we're not doing that.
I told the kids that my criminal fraud impression is easy.
But the closer it gets to 4th of July. Okay. Cool. Ooh. Can you share on the live stream? Are you comfortable with that?
Oh, hell yeah!
All right, word. There you go. Just talk to it. Just hold it if you're comfortable. There you go.
Hey guys, my name is Caleb. Today at about 5:30, I was arrested for standing in the street while holding one of my friend's hands. They moved their armored personnel carrier to my chest, actually tapping it, as well as taking us to the ground for just standing. Not even inside shop, just in the street between 11th and 12th. I was booked at about 8:30 and released at 5:30 because some wonderful people have a bail bond fund for all of us. So our bail has been covered. I believe 50 out of the 59 people who were arrested are being released. Yeah, again, my name is Caleb, and that's the news.
Caleb, where are you getting that 59 number from?
From the reports by both the city and our own count.
Got it. Do you know any other protesters that are still in jail, who they are?
I do know some. The trumpet man is currently there. He's being held with no bail. So he's currently still there, and he will not be released until most likely tomorrow, after he gets a hearing, and then they'll see if a bail is set. So he's being held with no bail at all.
Word. Okay, thank you. Glad you're out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Glad to be out. I can be randomly professional. And this news right here. I think he's on our team.
So that he said the official count is 59 protesters who are currently locked up, 9 of whom are still in jail. One of whom is Trumpet Man, who many of you know, who has been out here, has been arrested before, and he's being held without bail. That's the update. Let me go update Bobby Stills.
We got Colonel Corona.
So I'm hearing that the total count is 59 total protesters arrested, 50 of whom have been released.
Show me the facts.
I was just talking to Caleb. He was arrested. Caleb said that number.
I know.
By his count, and then by the count that he saw with the city. But again, I mean,
we'll check on the number tonight to try to get confirmation how many people were arrested. I'm really interested as to the charges. And then we've heard Mayor Jenny Durkin say that the charges are going to be dropped.
Okay.
They're not pressing charges against any of the protesters. So whether it's like a loitering charge, a resisting arrest, they're gonna drop the charges. So that's what they're being detained. I literally watched a fucking cop fire off an arrest from behind a barricade. And I fucking asked him, I said, is that, like, how do you enforce that when you point in a crowd and go, you sir, with the black hoodie, you are under arrest. How does that work? I've never seen it. And I was asked a legitimate question. He said, we will investigate, we will come through, we will review video footage, and we'll have investigators. But I just never seen it. And they took it personal and got mad at me. And I wasn't being a smart ass. I wasn't being aggressive or inflammatory. I just had generally never seen somebody arrest somebody verbally. And I just wondered how that works. And he explained it to me and said, So send White Claws.
oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be great actually.
Black cherry. Black.
It's black cherry, but it's like
It's Black Cherry Gang.
No, I really like the lime, truth be told.
the lime one. It's more.
Actually, watermelon's pretty good now
I don't
too.
like the water tangerine though.
I don't really do the citrus pack.
So white.
I like the
We're
lime.
so white.
Yeah, perhaps. As a point of information, to my understanding, when they went to the mayor's house the other day, a couple days ago, she was also not at that house. It's
at that house? That means she's at a different house that she owns?
She has multiple houses.
The one was on Mercer Island, right?
It's my understanding that she has a house or a place downtown, and she also has a place on Madison, and then I think she had this Windermere home, which supposedly was sold in 2017.
All right.
So that's what I think I know.
All right.
But somebody fact check me on that.
Fact checks. Have you met the mayor before?
Yeah, we did a little follow up with her not too long ago. My friend won the Equality Award or LGBT Leader Award, so you know.
Oh my God, you should win that
and
award.
plus, I was running with Nikita's campaign back in 2017, so every single event that we were at, she was at. So you know.
I know you worked with Nikita.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Nikita Oliver.
Yep.
She's an amazing human being, you guys. If you guys don't follow her, know who she is, I implore you to go check her out. Nikita's an amazing, just a human. Politics, I won't comment on any of that stuff. She's an amazing human. That's good people's right there.
And I firmly believe we would have won the mayorship with the Seattle People's Party if Carrie Moon would have dropped out. So shout out to white women who claim to be about Black lives but don't get the fuck out of the way. You have a special place in these streets right now because Mayor Jenny Durkan is now calling the shots. So thank you, Carrie Moon. Sarcasm 100% intended. I said what I said. Fuck the police.
Joey said it. I mean, the passion. I'll tell you one thing these protesters have is passion.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be misdirected. Sometimes aimed at the right spot. Other times it's misdirected.
Well, we were within 1,200 votes, and Carrie Moon dropped $400,000 of her own money to try and secure that stranger endorsement. And she did. She got it. Thank you, Dan Savage, and Katie Herzog for...
Sir. Sir. I didn't know this was a tea spilling session.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll dump it.
I wasn't aware. And the stranger offices are right there if you guys want to,
And shout out to Bob Hasegawa. I mean, I know he's a man of color, so I don't want to come for him too hard, but he couldn't even raise money for his own election campaign. That's why he had to repurpose his old signs for Senate for mayor. He literally took a sticker and placed it over it, and he barely got any votes, but he got more than 1,200, which was just enough. If those votes had only gone to Nikita, man, I'm telling you, we could have came in second and went on to pass the primary and ultimately win the mayorship.
All right, for you guys that don't live in Seattle, you guys just got a little inside scoop of last mayoral race. Some beefs within, the race for mayor. People have their own opinions here. And, I'm not going to comment on those opinions, but that was just a little inside scoop from Joey about actually what happened during the last mayoral race. How you say it?
Mayoral.
Mayoral race. Yeah. When's our next one? When is our next one?
We have one in 2021.
2021. You guys know anybody that's going to oppose Mayor Durkan?
I haven't seen anybody step up for it just yet, but I trust that those conversations are happening. And I think now would be a really easy time to come for her because...
I think there should be a lot of hats being thrown in there right now.
Conservatives are mad at Jenny. Liberals are mad at Jenny. The country is mad at Jenny. So I think she's a really easy target. And quite honestly, I would typically feel bad for somebody that Trump is against. But in this case, she's not been a friend to liberal voices or progressives out here since day one. So she can go fuck herself. Jenny, if you're listening,
Joey, I respect you taking a stance. All right, we got a speaker. Everybody's quieting down for.
All right, I'm gonna walk over here. Sorry for the graphic language, you guys. I had coffee earlier. I'm a little turned.
Notice, right? This is basic. Okay, this is the First Amendment. All right, let me back that up some more. Let me back that up some more real quick. Miranda versus Arizona. Once again, Supreme Court. It's the Constitution. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would do away with them. So these little fake ass laws that we doing right here, you are violating the Constitution. You are violating your own that you took. And what does the Constitution have to say about that? Well, let me continue. Norton versus Shelby. Any unconstitutional act is not law. It confers no rights, it imposes no duties, it affords no protection, it creates no office, it is an illegal contemplation as inoperative as though it had never been passed. So whoever you're getting your directives from, they are violating the U.S. Constitution, which my grandfather and my father fought.
It goes all the way up to
Vietnam and
12. Goes all the way over to that side of Cal Anderson.
To Denny?
To Denny. Yeah. And then all the way up there as well, just sort of the outer perimeter.
Police officers, since you don't want to be a real law enforcement officer. It's written on your uniform. You don't say law, it says policy. Policy of who? Policy of the Corporation of the United States of America. That's why you guys are out here right now trying to fight against us. It's not a fight. Can't you see this is the same thing that happens in history over and over and over and over and over again? Okay? Hold this up. Let me read this last one real quick.
Hey, look at him when he's talking to you.
Last one, officers, pay attention, officers.
Hey,
Fucking man,
Owens,
Tom.
City.
look at this fucking dude right here. Don't even know how to hold a police.
Officers of the
Fucking
force
stupid.
have no immunity when violating a constitutional right from liability, for they are deemed to know the law. Commercial code, which you guys are following, is not the real law. The law of this land is the Constitution. And me being a believer of the Messiah Yehoshua, the real true law is the 10 Commandments, which you guys violated. Because why? Because you murder, right? It's the police who's been murdering innocent people, who's been stealing from people by violating their constitutional right, by pulling them over and then giving us fake laws. Because there's another one. I mean, this is Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. It says no state shall convert a right or liberty into a privilege, license it, and charge a fee for it. So why are we being charged with driver's license, business license, fishing license, gun license? That's all violations against the Constitution. Why? Because there's a group of people that creates fake laws, and you guys are, we're fighting each other over this, and all you guys have to do is stand up. I mean, there's an officer that was amongst you, I forgot his name, Greg Anderson, I think it was. He was actually standing up for what was right. That's what you guys need to do. You're in the position to protect the people. That's your job, man. Come on. That's your job. You took an oath to the Constitution to protect the people. You're fighting against the people. Look, the people are unarmed. We're unarmed out here. You guys are geared up like you're ready for war. Why? Because you got directives from somebody who is violating the Constitution.
Say it!
You are violating the Constitution. You are violating our rights. When will you change?
Alright, let's block some of these
That's what
folks.
we want.
Change!
That's what we out here. So I want to speak to whoever's in charge of having you guys stand out here against us. That's what we want.
Exactly.
So bring out the supervisor, bring out, whoever, the president, whoever. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Because look, they're not out here. They got you out here standing. You have families. We have families. What we out here standing for? Huh? Get your leader out here now, and let's get this addressed. The Constitution is being violated right in front of us. I had a friend that got arrested last time you guys pulled up this unconstitutional mess. And she got violated when she was held. Two male officers stripped her down. That would not be tolerated here anymore. I'm from Seattle.
I'm blocking everybody, you guys.
I was in the Army. I lived in Germany, Texas, Maryland, Las Vegas. I was in Berlin when the Berlin Wall came down. I keep seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. Why? Because certain people who got a position to protect the innocent people don't want to actually do their job because they want to take directives from an evil entity that's stealing from you, harming your family. This is why JFK got murdered. They murdered him, his brother, and his son. Why? He said it's a plot to enslave every citizen in America. And what that is those fake laws that get created by the American, I forget the Legislative Council, I can't remember. Still checking that movie 13 that's on there. They make these fake laws that violate our constitutional right, and they got you out here standing up, doing the wrong thing, trying to bash people over, innocent people over their head for no reason. Because what, for money? You want to murder people, you want to steal from people, you want to oppress people for what, money? Bring Sergeant Bourne, bring your leader out here now. Please talk.
Sergeant Bourne!
If you got fun, you want to have your officers stand out here, you got your henchmen standing out here, bring the leader out now. I had enough of my rights being violated. I'm fighting for it.
That's right, that's right. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Internationally accredited agency, which is a direct violation of the Constitution.
Oh, it's okay, Sarah. Thank you for trying.
Because of that act. Because they receive the money from the
Bye, Pam.
I don't even realize that because it's so dumbed down and distracted of what's going on. So please bring your leader out. This is a simple conversation. Right. Real quick.
I don't need the whole middleman skit. I just want to talk to Carmen and the bitch Jenny. Y'all are not queer. Y'all are not needed, nor wanted, nor anything. And you two all to be a cop to retire.
Okay, hey, so the people, I'm speaking to the people. The Constitution, we got the power. And let me show you what type of power you got. Can you hold your phone up? You see this phone? Everybody got a smartphone, right? So let's record what's going on. What I said, I went over these Supreme Court cases. So the next person that walks through here and gets arrested, and you guys arrest them, we're going to come sue you. So make sure you have all your badge, get the badge numbers, get all the information of each officer that wants to violate your constitutional right tonight and has already done it earlier today.
Brian, we've seen what being an open-minded liberal gets us, right? We give Trump a platform and billions of dollars of free media, and now he's our president. So I absolutely will not give a platform to fascist-minded individuals, to Trump-supporting individuals. We have enough documentation to understand that he's the most dangerous president in our history. So anybody who aligns with him, who aligns with his values, you are an immediate danger to our quote-unquote open-minded liberalness. Yes, of course. So absolutely, I will block trolls who espouse racist rhetoric. I will absolutely block trolls who advocate running over protesters. I will absolutely block trolls who support Trump ideology. So call me a fascist for doing that, but you know, you've got to not on my page, bitch. Not on my page. What's up, Omari? Bobby's up there to the right. All right. Thank you, Jessica. That's right.
I think you got framed. I think you got framed. Oh my God.
You got time today.
It's like most of the people were good, but then like.
Sorry.
Congratulations. I'm fucking starting you scared. I'm standing here for nothing.
So we are still out here.
How many boys you got? Didn't even get a girl. I'm gonna be standing here, maybe.
Hate speech is not free speech. That's damn right. Freedom of speech, but not freedom of repercussions. Okay? Say whatever the hell you want, that's fine, but that doesn't mean you get to say it on my chat. Doesn't mean you're not going to be called out for the racist that you are. Like, come on.
I will tell you now.
I don't need to explain myself to anybody. This is my personal page.
We won't try to their neighborhood. We won't try to their neighborhood. That's how shit we are. You guys are kind. I don't like that. I'm glad you came back, but you turned your back. You will not be forgotten.
God, the comments are trash tonight, you guys. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. I haven't been watching, but man. Not a Trump supporter, but I'm voting for him. Well, alright, Logan, I'm not voting for you, so peace out. John, I don't need to hear the side of fascists. I know, I've heard plenty. We've been watching and listening to Trump for the last 4 years. We know. Please do not gaslight me. And don't gaslight the people in this comment section. And don't gaslight Americans. We already know. I'm sorry that you don't. But I don't need to hear every side. Philip, we've had dialogue. Doesn't get us anywhere. If you want a more of a neutral, unbiased report, you can go over to a different page. Because again, I openly claim myself to be an activist. I have an agenda. I am biased. I am a protester. I just happen to be streaming. So please don't confuse me with media. I'm out here for a reason, and that reason is to support my community and my Black community members, family members, and friends. So thank you for understanding that. If that doesn't align with you, then you can go ahead and leave. Block, 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 block.
Are you gonna shoot at that sign now too? Or you got real stones, huh? Careful, guys. The channel for
Yeah, one of the things you notice about Trump supporters in these comments being hella racist is they usually have some kind of an American flag in their profile picture. They're wearing sunglasses. They're in the car. Or they have a profile picture with them flipping off the camera. I find those to be the most common commonalities. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Insert semi. That sounds like violence. We're going to block that comment. So again, we're out here on the corner of Pine and Broadway in front of the Blick Art Materials building, where we have yet another protest police standoff of sorts. I'm hearing two different counts, one being 31, the other being 59 in terms of total arrests that were made this morning around 5 a.m. Cops are coming down from Broadway. Okay, let's see what that means. I'm getting a report that cops are coming down from Broadway. Okay, so they're down here. I'm gonna make my way this way to see what that's about. We've got folks, obviously.
It's about protesters being able to get out. Yes.
Hey, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Live another day.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to the live stream at all? I'm talking to a bunch of folks.
I think I'm good for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The DoorDash driver got fired. Got removed from his job.
Dude, you were on that, like, but
Oh, yeah.
we're still at the fucking precinct and you
Yep,
were on
yep,
that
yep,
shit.
yep.
I love it.
It already had like 70,000 views by the time we got back to the, you know, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, you're like, someone give you the information.
This lady's like, I know someone who works at the news. Let me. I'm like, bitch. Like,
You're like, I am the news.
Yeah. Like, we got this.
My
Thank
friend
you.
confronted that guy, the abusive guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, my homegirl was down at the precinct. I know she confronted you. He's like, I had to break you up off of hitting a woman over cigarettes. So he's like, if I see you around again, like, pulling that shit.
Good. So there's been a little bit of patriarchy here in the protests and just internal conflict and whatnot. And we've had some of our black femmes stick up for themselves. Ooh, careful. It stopped on its own. Okay, clearly I don't know what I'm... Sorry. I thought that thing was just going to take off. All right, we're going to make our way back to the lineup here. Looks like police aren't actually coming down this way like we thought. Bombing for peace is like fucking for virginity. Defund police, defund military, end the Fed. Word. Oh, okay, I see. We got media here. All right, let's go listen.
Earthquake magnitude 3.1. Nevada. 6 minutes ago.
As you can hear, they just got out of prison a couple hours ago, out of jail. No longer arrested. Back out here, it looks like this fight will continue. Of course, we'll be monitoring it from the ground. That's back to you.
Thank you. Just to know, come find us. We'll make time when we can. Promise.
Yeah. Get some food and some sleep.
We definitely ate.
What state? You guys are with Como? Yeah. All right, so we are here with Como News, some fellow live streamers. Yeah, we got Angelica and Shyla out here.
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. What's up, you guys? I know you just did your interview, but I kind of missed most of it. I got a couple. I think maybe 1,000 or a couple folks watching on Twitch, and then about 1,000 on Facebook. Just community members, live streamers. Yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to maybe? Here, I don't want to put it like that, so maybe if you just want to like hold it, that's what I've been doing.
Sure. Hey, wait. Hey, hold it. Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Hey, wait. Can you see you? What's good, people? Hey! So y'all all about changing the system and transitioning the system into a place where people can live as one, as human beings, if y'all can hear me. If y'all are interested in changing the system into one where people can become true humans and live as a free community, come out to the space where we're protesting to make that happen. Exactly. It's first also police brutality, and then the next is livable wages, homelessness, climate change. Those are battles that we are moving on to, but right now we're trying to win the battle of police brutality, so come out and help us build structure.
Exactly. Don't think that CHOP is dead just because they pushed us out. Like we were telling them before, CHOP isn't a place, it's an ideal, and we're gonna keep pushing that narrative, and we're gonna keep pushing for positive change, and we can't do that without the support of our community and the support of people out there that aren't here yet. So get out here and stand with us, yo, because we out here and we gonna stay out here. So.
Okay. Salud.
Do you want a button, baby?
Oh yeah.
Again, these folks were arrested earlier this morning at around 5 a.m. and they are out here again tonight with me. They've been out here every single day, holding it down, doing the work. And while there has been, disagreements in terms of tactics and who's at the table and who's not, I feel like you get your activist card the moment you get arrested at gunpoint by police, right, during an occupation. So shout out to those women holding it down, Shout out to all the protesters who are still currently locked up. Shout out to the protesters who are out of jail and back out here. They said that the moment they got out of jail, they came right back out to this space. And her quote was, you know, CHOP isn't a physical location, it's an idea. And you can't take away people's mindsets, right? So I think what we've seen here is all these folks are really wholly committed to holding down the space and making sure that those demands are met, right? To defund the Seattle Police Department by at least 50%, to invest that money into black and brown communities, and to free all protesters, and then no new youth jail. I want to throw that one in. Shout out to the No New Youth Jail campaign. If you're not already following that page, go to Facebook, type in No New Youth Jail, and it should come up as one of the groups. Go ahead and like that page. It's really important that you keep up to date with what's happening here in our own communities. And we'll turn it back around.
Everything, I mean, this is foolish. Think about it. We keep doing the same thing in history over and over and over. Why? Because people like you guys want to violate the real law, but you don't want to wake up to it. Why all this happening right now in this country today? It's wake up time.
None of you are above the law.
God is coming back.
None of you.
It's wake up time. The Holy the Messiah is returning. It's wake up time right now. It's time to change. The truth is being told. He said you will know the truth, and it's the truth that will set you free. So whoever you're getting your directives from, okay, I'm going to say this. Now hear me clearly. Whoever is in charge of the police here in Seattle, in order to charge that person, whoever they're getting their directives from, is straight violating every law of God's commandments down.
All right, I'm gonna read back through some of these comments here. Moronic CHOP activities. The pet outdoors. Unfortunately, I don't know any information about the deaths that occurred here in the CHOP zone. I wasn't here out that night, and I really haven't seen any other live streams or important conversation. I think a lot of folks are still trying to piece things together, but I don't have any information about that at this time. But obviously, any loss of human life is a tragedy, whoever that may be. So if I do hear anything, I'll be sure to, to share with you guys what I know. We got Omari out here doing his thing. It's a really weird time to be alive in this community right now, especially with the president talking about liberating CHOP. Seattle police officers pushing us back. Alright, I'm gonna get back up here.
Coming down?
The numbers are smaller now. Does anybody actually? Hold on. Sorry.
You're in business!
Okay, we've got people on the other side of the line here. Sorry, you guys. Pardon me, I'm so sorry.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
So things are getting tense again because they've crossed the line. This is about to escalate. We already know what happens. They're going to move forward. Okay, everybody, please brace yourselves. This is about to escalate. Please brace yourselves. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay.
I want to talk shit, but I don't want to be
Shit. We're not able to get a clear view here. Try to get a clear view.
We are people! We are people! Petty! That's just so shitty! Hey, why do you have that gun? Hey, what you gonna do? Shoot somebody? Wow! I hope that motherfucker got rubber bullets in it. I hope they ain't lying around. We'll be tired of dying. Hey, fuck you! Hey, we're just gonna lay down. We're just gonna lay down on the ground and play dead. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! You are over here. You are the fucking worst. You're the worst of all. And fuck you too. You're the worst of them too. You brought fucking high-powered weapons to this event. You both fucking suck for no goddamn reason. You should still
Omari's at the back of this. I'm gonna keep my focus right here.
Shut the fuck up!
For a moment there, I was behind the line.
Officer Rodriguez!
Okay. The officer right in front of me does not have his body camera turned on. That is Officer M. Rodriguez, badge number 7674. He does not have his body camera turned on. You can see that the camera's not on because it is not flashing red. We've got Officer B. Kelly. His body camera does not appear to be on as well. His badge number is 6858.
That's here! I'm fucking proud of you! I gotta take a picture of you because you look so stupid!
Omari is safe. He's walking around back here. Omari is right there. He's fine.
No, my legs!
Right now, so when these guys would have pushed me, I ain't moving no
This one is not flashing red. That one is not flashing red. The one back there, Officer West, it appears, is not flashing red. This one here, also not flashing red. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 body cameras that are not currently flashing red, and according to their handbook, that means that it is not turned on. So that's Officer Rodriguez, 7674. That's Officer B. Kelly, 6858. That's Officer West. I cannot make out his last name. And then that's Officer. Can you get that name right there?
Ivanov.
Ivanov. And then the number on the badge. Can you see it on the insignia? It's on the sheriff silver thing. Can you see it?
8482.
8482. Thank you. All right. So 4 police officers right here without their body cameras on. And that's just the 4 that are standing right in front of me. So that leads me to believe, if you know anything about statistics, that the odds are there are a lot more of them as well. There are about 5 or 6 right here, and 4 of them have their body cameras turned off. So probability suggests that at least 60% or more of the police officers out here have their body cameras turned off.
Well, nice power stance! That's amazing! It's good! It's still upside down?
This guy has a heart still! It's okay!
And Marie, you can go. Bye. See ya. Thanks for joining the live.
Why put your line here specifically? Does anyone know why it's here? Or do you all just do this shit because someone told you to?
Huh. I haven't seen anything about the turning off the colored ring. What I have seen is that if it's a green ring, it means it's buffering. If it's a red ring, it's turned on recording. And if it's, there's one other option, I forget what it is.
Are you trying to air it out there? I understand.
I'll see if I can follow up with folks about what the lack of red ring actually means. Because it's my understanding it means that it's not recording, and it is not turned on.
The mayor can kiss my fucking ass!
Hey, you all fucking yourself! Get down your stairs!
What is this?
Sorry, I can't get arrested. Show us your dick!
Yeah, let's see those.
Marianne Jones, if that's true, then that's new information for me. I will look into it.
Officer Rodriguez!
A night mode for protection. I'm not sure I know. Omari, have you heard that?
What they say?
That when the red lights are off, it doesn't mean that they're not recording their body cams. It means it's a night mode for protection. Have you heard that?
No, I can follow it up.
All right. I haven't heard that either. Neither has Omari. So that's TBD. I'm blocking all the trolls, you guys.
You want a mask, man? I got extra masks! This does more to keep us safe than this does! By a wide fucking margin! It's real easy! I have like 40 of them in my bag. You want one?
Can show you how to wear it.
Well, whether the stealth mode is true or whether it's false, either way, I want to make sure we document individuals who I suspect to have their body cameras turned off. I think that's important.